All right, Shalom. First, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect, and shalom to the brothers pushing this truth and sincerity. In today's lesson, I'm going to go over the diet that we're supposed to have, the ways we're supposed to eat, the things we are allowed to eat, things that are clean unto our bodies, okay? I just got two scriptures. They both pretty much go over the same thing, but they're from two different sections of the Bible. Just more and more proof of what we're supposed to eat and what we're not supposed to eat. Okay? So we're going to start at Leviticus chapter 11, and we're going to start at the top. And the Lord Yahweh spake unto Moses and to Aaron, saying unto them, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, These are the beasts which ye shall eat among all the beasts that are on the earth. Whatsoever parteth the hoof, and is cloven-footed, and cheweth the cud among the beasts, that shall ye eat. So I'm sorry right there real quick. For those of you that don't know what cud is, I got these definitions and everything wrote down. Cud is partly digested food returned from the stomach or ruminants to the mouth for further chewing. Okay? So chewing of the cud, it sounds, from the definition, it sounds bad, but just to go into what that means, they chew the cud to help sort the material being digested, and it helps absorb nutrients. It also helps produce saliva, which is important for controlling rumen acidity. Too much acid hinders growth and function of the rumen. Okay? And rumen, the definition of rumen is the first stomach of the ruminant which receives food or cud from the esophagus, partly digested with the aid of bacteria, and passes it to the reticulum. So pretty much when they chew up the food and they store it and then they re-chew it again, it helps, like I said, it helps absorb nutrients and it helps digest the food better. Okay, so it's basically it's making them, helping them grow and helping them be more healthy. Okay, that's just a function that these animals have. Okay, so let's continue reading. Nevertheless, these ye shall not eat of them that chew the cud, or them that divide the hoof, as the camel, because he chewed the cud, but divided not the hoof. He is unclean unto you. And the coney, in which the coney is a rabbit, okay, because he cheweth the cud, but divided not the hoof. He is unclean unto you. And when it says divided hoof, that is basically just a hoof that is split. So if you think of like I'm trying to think of something that has like a horse, their hoofs are not divided. It's like one whole hoof. Okay, and then like it says, there's animals that have the divided hoof, but we cannot eat them because they don't chew of the cud, such as pigs. What else we got? Horses. No, I said horses. Like camels, things like that. You can only eat of things that chew of the cud and have a divided hoof. Okay. Let's go back. And the coney, because he cheweth the cud, but divided not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. The hare, because he cheweth the cud, but divided not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. And the swine, though he divide the hoof, and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you. Of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch, they are unclean to you. These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters, whatsoever hath fins and scales in the waters and in the seas and in the rivers, them shall ye eat. And all that have not fins and scales in the seas and in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you. Okay, so that's clear as day pretty much. Anything that has fins and scales, okay? Only thing in the ocean or in these waters that have fins and scales are fish, okay? We're not supposed to be around here eating all these crab legs and shrimp and mussels and clams and oysters and all these different things that they push onto us and throw in our faces every day. You know what I'm saying? You go on YouTube, all you see is big seafood boils and king crab and crawfish boils and all these different things, all these different boils that they pushing on you, things like that. Okay, them are not what we're supposed to eat. They're unclean to us. They are abomination unto us. Okay, they shall be even an abomination unto you. Ye shall not eat of their flesh, but ye shall have their carcasses in abomination. Whatsoever hath no fins nor scales in the waters shall be an abomination unto you. Okay, so fins and scales. Okay, shouldn't be in no sharks and no damn whales and fucking, all these different crazy shit that people be cooking up and eating. You know what I'm saying? Catching and cooking and shit like that. It's not for us to eat. All right, fins and scales. Okay, that's it. And these are they which y'all that shit salak. And these are they which ye shall have an abomination among the fowls. They shall not be eaten. They are an abomination. The eagle, the ossifrage, and the osprey. And the ossifrage is a bearded vulture. So vultures and anything of that kind you shall not eat. Like I said, and the vulture, and the kite after his kind, every raven after his kind, and the owl, and the nighthawk, and the cuckoo, and the hawk after his kind, and the little owl, and the cormorant, and the great owl, and the swan, and the pelican, and the gear eagle, and the stork, and the heron after her kind, and the lapwing, and the bat. All fowls that creep upon all four shall be an abomination unto you. Yet these may ye eat of every flying creeping thing that goeth upon all four, which have legs above their feet, to leap withal upon the earth. Even these of them ye may eat: the locust after his kind, the bald locust after his kind, the beetle after his kind, and the grasshopper after his kind. But all other flying creeping things which have 4 feet shall be an abomination unto you. For these ye shall be unclean. Whosoever touches the carcass of them shall be unclean until the even. And whosoever beareth all of the carcass of them shall wash his clothes and be unclean until the even. And the carcass of every beast which divided the hoof and is not cloven footed, nor cheweth the cud, are unclean unto you. Every one that toucheth them shall be unclean. And whatsoever goeth upon his paws among all manner of beasts that go on all four, those are unclean unto you. Whoso toucheth their carcass shall be unclean until the even. And he that beareth the carcass of them shall wash his clothes and be unclean until the even. They are unclean unto you. These also shall be unclean unto you among the creeping things that creep upon the earth, the weasel and the mouse and the tortoise after his kind. Okay, so you shouldn't be eating no weird crazy shit. Motherfuckers out here eating possums and raccoons and all these different things. Shouldn't be getting into stuff like that. Okay? And the ferret and the chameleon and the lizard and the snail and the mole, these are unclean to you among all that creep. Whosoever thou touch them when they be dead, shall be unclean until the even. So even if you touch their carcass, you are unclean until you wash up and until the evening time. Okay? So you really shouldn't even be touching these things after they're dead. You shouldn't be dealing with them pretty much at all. But, don't even touch these things. These things should not be a part of your diet at all. Okay? But a lot of this stuff they push on you, especially you see it on YouTube all the time. People are cooking up weird shit. People are cooking up alligators and shit like that, man. That's not the shit for us. That's not for us. That's not what we supposed to be eating. Okay? Let the other nations do that weird shit. But this is not for us. Okay? And then we're going to go to Deuteronomy chapter 14, verse 4. Okay? Deuteronomy chapter 14 and verse 4. These are the beasts which ye shall eat: the ox, the sheep, and the goat, the hart, and the roebuck, and the fallow deer, and the wild goat, and the pigard, and the wild ox, and the chamois. For those of you who don't know what a hart is, a hart is just an adult deer. Okay? And every beast that parteth the hoof and cleaveth the cleft into two claws, and cheweth the cud among the beasts, that ye shall eat. Nevertheless, these ye shall not eat of them that chew the cud, and of them that divide the cloven hoof, as the camel, and the hare, and the coney. For they chew the cud, but divide not the hoof. Therefore they are unclean unto you. And the swine, because it divideth the hoof, yet cheweth not the cud, it is unclean unto you. Ye shall not eat of their flesh, nor touch their dead carcass. Okay? And swine, as we all know, is pork. And that's another thing that is pushed on people very, very heavily, especially in America, especially in Asia. All them Asians eating all them pig heads and shit like that. But here in America, you know, they push it in a lot of different ways. You know, you got your bacon, you know, your sausage, and, you know, this and that, your ham, you know what I'm saying? All these holidays they bring up, you know, you got your ham and this and that shit. Them things, we're not supposed to be eating none of that. Nothing that come from no pigs, all right? These shall she eat of all that are in the waters. All that have fins and scales shall ye eat. And whatsoever have not fins and scales, ye may not eat. It is unclean unto you. Of all clean birds ye shall eat. But these are they of which ye shall not eat: the eagle, and the ossifrage, and the osprey, and the glede, and the kite, and the vulture after his kind, and every raven after his kind, and the fowl, and the nighthawk, and the cuckoo, and the hawk after his kind, the little owl, and the great owl, and the swan, and the pelican, and the gier eagle, and the cormorant, and the stork, and the heron after her kind, and the lapwing, and the bat. And every creeping thing that flieth is unclean unto you. They shall not be eaten. But of all clean fowls ye may eat. Ye shall not eat of anything that dieth of itself. Thou shalt give it unto the stranger that is in thy gates, that he may eat it, or thou mayest sell it unto an alien. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God Yahweh. Thou shalt not seeth a kid in his mother's milk. Okay, so that's just a brief lesson over the diet we're supposed to have, the things to stay away from. Okay, pay attention to what you're eating. They try and slip pork and this and that, and a lot of things that we eat on a daily basis. Even if you try to stay away, there's pork in some things that you wouldn't even expect. So just keep an eye out on what you're eating. Try your best to stay away from these things. Do not willingly go get you some pork or get you some this and that and think you're going to just ask for forgiveness and this and that. No, you need to know what you're eating, figure out what you're eating, you know what I'm saying, and turn away from it, all right? That's pretty much it for real. Like it says, don't eat pork. Anything that doesn't chew through the cud or doesn't have the divided hoof, they have to have both. Okay, they have to do both in order for you to be able to eat it. Okay, if they don't have both, you cannot eat it. Okay, and then as far as the ocean and the waters, do not eat of things that doesn't have fins or scales. Okay, all that crab and mussels and all that extra bullshit, that's not for us. Okay, so keep your head on straight and narrow. That's it for today's lesson. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory again to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, and Shalom.